Hi everyone, this is Ratsudan. So what's up? In this video, we will be designing this very simple design that is provided from UI Design Daily, where we will just get this design, and we will just basically create it as much as how it looks as a design. Okay, so where I got this is from UI Design Daily, website that gives you a model or simple design styles where you can just grab the sketch or the Adobe XD, any sort of a plugin, any sort of software using. I believe that it has Photoshop, but you can download the file and you can see the file. You can use it, you can customize it, as well as we're going to use this as an inspiration to design the same form on a web page. Okay, so you can, if you want to get started straight away, download the XD file, because you get some of the icons here and some of the color palettes. Color palette is actually here, but as you guys can see, it has a blue color scheme over there which is not available here. So you normally download the file to get all of the colors. Okay, so yeah, that's as far as the introduction. I made a video similar to this in the UI Design Daily, and I'm hoping to make a single video every day on just this UI Design Daily. Okay, so before we get started, if you could drop a like in the video and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to show you how the project itself looks. So I have the downloaded version, so this is what it looks like. You can grab the color schemes and stuff like that. So basically we have a UI unlock feature, simple text like an H1 there, and we have a P tag, and we have like two buttons where the user can click. So we'll implement the hover state. So I'm thinking to have it like an off white or something. So drop shadow may increase once we hover over it, and we're gonna have a transition and then another paragraph which has it. Okay, so the sketch file is available, as I told you. You can just download it and just straight up you can use it. Alright, so let's get started. I'm just gonna put this in my next other screen, because to grab the color schemes is might help me. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna straight away do is I'm gonna show you the file structure. So if you see, I have an index.html which is empty, a style.css which is also empty, an assets folder which has the Google icon and the Twitter icon. If you see, you can see the Google and the Twitter one. So I basically extracted it from XD and I just exported it here, so then it might use as. Okay, so alright, so I'll show you a time frame where we will implement the CSS. So if you want to just try to jump to the CSS, it's much appreciated. Okay, so if you want to, anyway, let's get started. I'm just going to simply generate a boilerplate, and by boilerplate I'm just going to call this UI Design and Daily. Okay, and I'll save it. I'm using Prettier, so it's just going to format my code nice and clean. You can open this up in a live server. My port is actually running in port 5500 right here, localhost 5000. So if I just sort of refresh that, you can see UI Design Daily, and you can see the title has been changed. So first of all, I just wanted to create a div, and I can first of all just a container itself. So to make sure, I'm just going to center it with some extra width, like 60% of the width, and center it. And then inside the container, I'm just going to have a div with the div. Oops, have a div, obviously div, and we'll have a class for it called card. So the whole card itself. And here, first of all, as we are gonna, there's nothing really complicated in this. We can just straight away go for the H1, and I'm just gonna type in unlock features. So let's say, oops, I can't talk while typing. Okay, so unlock features, and then I'm just going to have a paragraph there. So straight away I'm not going to type it. I'm just going to copy the text and paste it here. Okay, so save it. If I save it, you can see we have unlock features, and we have the paragraph text here. Okay, and the next, what I want to do, I just want to simply put the I just want to put the buttons, just the buttons inside one complete div, or I can put it. I am going to put this inside just inside this card div. But if you are designing this to a laptop or something, you have to put this in a separate div in order to make sure it's some flexed in a row when it's in a laptop, and it's flexed in a column when it's in a mobile version. So basically, as I'm doing in a mobile, it doesn't matter. So alright, so I'm just going to create a button, and inside the button I would first of all have the text. Okay, so if you see, we have the text here, Google, and near that, just near that, I'm just going to have a img, and the image is going to take up in the assets and a Google icon. And if you see, it's going to look like it's no problem. We can just increase the size of this text and it will perfectly align here. Okay, so or you can do one thing, you can decrease the size of this or increase the font of Google, and just as doing the font, it's going to straight away align into this. It's going to be in the center. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that as well. And another one, we're going to have a button, and inside that button, which is the Twitter button, I would go to the assets and I'll take Twitter, which is also right here. Okay, so don't worry about the style, we can just mess with each and every. We're going to have different classes for both of this, so it's fine. Okay, so right here, Twitter, I'm just gonna, once the alt and after the image tag is finished, let's go say Twitter. Okay, I would suggest if you're using like icon 8 or something, because they would give you the perfect icon. For example, 512 pixels, you can grab both of it. I just grabbed it from the XC itself. That's what it looks a bit different. Okay, so just don't worry about that. I'll leave a link for icons 8 as well, and also for the icons, the link for the icons of icons 8 down in the description. And then at last we need to have another p tag, and I would say p, and I'm just gonna grab this one. So as we have everything inside this cards div, if I give a, let me just get it. So if I give a certain margin and a padding for this, it's going to affect this as well. So for that, you can have it in the same p tag itself, but I'm just going to sort of have it in the h4. It doesn't matter wherever you have it, because I need to give this an extra margin, so you know, just to make it different from the other p tag. So let's do this way, h4, and let's grab text. Let's grab it and let's have it here. And if you see, it's going to look something like that. It's completely fine, we can just modify that. Okay, alright, so even if you're going to use the same p tag, it doesn't matter, it's not a big thing, you know. This is how I do, so I'm just going to do it that way. I guess that's it. Yeah, as far as the design goes, that's it. Now we can just straight away implement the CSS. So let me go to style.css right here, put it here. So basically, let's do a simple browser reset. Let's say margin is equals to 0, and let's say padding is equals to 0, and let's say box sizing, which is equals to border box. And if you see that, and I'm just gonna, it's not gonna get anything because we have to link our style sheet. So let's say link CSS, style.css. Oops, so let's say style.css. Okay, so we have no margin there. I'm just gonna get rid of this as well. Okay, so we have a margin over here. So now what I want to do, the second thing I want to do, first of all, I just do a normal browser reset. I get the a tag and say text decoration none, but anyway we don't need anything here because we don't have any a tag or something. So straight away I would get the container, and I'm going to give it a certain width to it. I'm going to give it 80% of the width on whatever width the browser is. In this case, it's going to be somewhere here. So, and we just say margin 0 auto just to center it. Okay, so it's completely centered. And yeah, as far as the container, I think that's it. Okay, and now I want to just come here and just say .card, and inside the card I just first of all want to give a background to it, which is this background, this off-white background. So I'm just going to come here and grab that color. I guess that's pure white, I'm not sure, but let me just grab that and let's see whether that's good. Let's say background, and just paste this color. Okay, so yeah, I think this is pure white, not this color, so it's completely fine. We're just gonna change this to background FFF. Okay, so let's say hashtag FFF, and now I will just go to the container. I'm just gonna go for the whole body itself. Okay, I'll say body, and inside the body I need to give it a background, and I'm just gonna get this dark color. Okay, right, like this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the XD because most of the colors are not so much accurate in this. I don't know why. Maybe it's just how I look into something, I'm not sure. So let me quickly grab the color over here. Okay, so I guess it's not working in XD. Let me just copy this. I guess it should work. It's fine anyway because we need a dark background. Okay, that's enough. So I guess that's the color. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so if I just look at the design, it's pretty simple. We have a border radius and sort of we have a lot of gap inside it. So first of all, let's go do it, and we have to give it a. I'm sorry. We have to bring it down, right? So I have to say margin, and let's bring it down by 150 pixels. Okay, and we'll just auto that. Okay, I need that to be in the center as well. And okay, so that looks nice. We'll bring it more. We need it to be sort of like centered up. So let's say 200 pixels, and that looks good. Okay, and now first of all, I wanna just give it a padding over there. So let me say I need 30 pixels and I need a 25 pixels. And if I say that, it looks nice. We need more. I guess we need more. So let's make it 50. Let's make it 60, and let's make the top edges to be 45. Okay, something like this. This is what we want. Okay, and then you can just simply say text align center. Okay, alright, so that's what we want. And just to make sure everything is flexed up in the card, we can say display flex. Okay, and if you save it, it's gonna be like that. We have to change the flex direction. So let's come below this and say flex direction, and let's change it to column. Okay, so and if you see, it's pretty much aligned nice. Okay, so we're going to use flex to do it, and it looks nice as well. Alright, so the first thing I want to do, I want to just child the card and the card H1. Okay, at the end we can put the border radius and whatever box shell it has or something, but for now we'll work with the font and the H1s and stuff. So the font, the main font, I'm going to just give it here. I'm just going to use a inbuilt system font called Inter. So just say Inter, and this is the font I'm going to use. So it's super big. Actually it's because I have to just change the font weight, but I would just change the font weight for the H1 and stuff like this. It doesn't matter. For the P tags, I would have a different font weight, and the bottom view would have something else. It doesn't matter really. So I want to first of all reduce the font weight of the H1 to something like 600. I think that looks just the same, so let's make it 500, and that looks nice. Okay, and okay, so basically I guess it's a very light font, so let's make it a light font. Let's come here and say 400, and 400 is a, let's make 300. Oops, I guess alright guys, so I had just had some problem with this Inter font. I installed it, but the font weight is actually not working, so I tried a couple of stuff, so it's not working. So what I thought, I grabbed the link from the Google Fonts. So I don't just want to waste time showing you how to do it, but I just grabbed it from Google Fonts, and I have it Inter. I'm just going to give it a backup from to sans serif. Okay, alright, looks nice now. So now what I want to do, I'm just going to go here and say font weight, and I want this font weight to be really light, like 400. So we'll try 500. I hope it looks okay. So yeah, so I need it to have 400. Okay, I need it to have something like this, and then I will need this to have some margin. So I'm just going to have a margin bottom to it. So let's say margin bottom, and margin bottom of 10 pixels. Okay, okay, that looks nice. Let's increase just to 15. It should look good. Okay, so we have margin bottom of 15 pixels, and then the next one we have to do is to the P tag. So I'm just going to say card and get the P tag, and the font weight just looks okay for the P tag itself, so I'm not going to change anything inside that. Just a simple margin bottom, so which is also going to be a 15 pixel of a gap. Okay, so I guess we can make it 20. Okay, we can make it more, and looks that okay. That looks okay as well. So if you see here, it has more padding here, so we can just mess with the padding. First of all, not the padding, just the width itself, because no, I guess it's the padding. Let's make this 55, because we need more space to it. Okay, so now that looks okay. So this also looks good, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And now straight, I guess we have a spelling mistake here, so let's go quickly fix it. right here. Okay, so it looks nice. Okay, it looks okay. So feel free to use your own font. So it's just a sort of like a learning process. It doesn't matter much. So the next thing that I want to do, I want to target the buttons inside the dot card. So let's say dot card. Let's get the button. Okay, and let's get the button. And straight away I want to say I want to display this inline block. Okay, so if I say want to display, sorry, it should be inline flex. Okay, so why I would like to do this, because I just don't want it to be centered up like that. I need to reduce the width and also center that. So that's what I said, inline flex. I need it to be inline, so then I can actually give certain margin to it. For example, I can give a margin bottom, which is always pocket there, to say margin bottom of 10 pixels, and if you see, it's going to have a margin bottom of 10 pixels, and you can make it 15 pixels also, and it also looks nice. Now what you could do, just simply give it a width. Okay, let's see, a 50% of a width should do, I guess. Yeah, 50% of it is okay. And now what I just want to say a margin. Okay, oops, let's say margin 0 auto. Now if you take a look here, we don't have any margin bottom, but it's centered. It's because it's just gonna overestimate it. So it's just gonna it's gonna get this 15 pixels and then just replace this with 0 margin. So what I could do, I can just get rid of this and come here. So it's, first of all, it's going to be 0 top and about it's right, and then we can give 20 pixels and a 0 pixels. Okay, and then it's just going to be sorry, it should be 20 pixels and auto. Okay, so it's going to be centered nice and smooth. Okay, so that's what we want. Okay, so now what I just want to get this button again, because we want to customize the button. So let's say button, and we have to customize the button. First of all, I need to have a padding over just up. So let's say 10 pixels and let's say 15 pixels on either of these sides. And if you take a look, it looks something like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna zoom. Oops. I'm just gonna get the designs. If you see, it's gonna look something like that. Okay, so let's go up here, and then if you see, it's gonna, yeah, it looks like that. So first of all, I want to just first remove the background of it. So I want to give it a different background, which is going to be pure white. So let's say FFF, and we have to mess with the border. Okay, so let's say border, our border is equals to 1 pixel solid, and I have to grant this color. So let's come right here, let's say the border, and if it's okay, so this one, we'll just copy the border. Okay, I'm just gonna paste it. By the way, leave a detailed document which just shows you this one. Okay, document, which I mean a link which shows all the colors, which has all the information that you need if you want to get started right away. Okay, so yeah, we need that 1 pixel of that, and then what I want to do, I want to have something else for the Twitter. Yeah, but that's one thing. But yeah, as margin, yeah, you need, and also need a margin to it of, I guess, 9 pixel. Oops, yeah, we have auto there, we don't need a margin. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to just if you see, it's not centered, right? So what I just want to increase the font size of it. So if I just increase to 20 pixels, it's really a high font. I don't want it to look like that. I want it to have something like 16 pixels, which looks enough, and I want to change the font family. Okay, and we'll make it Inter, and let's give it a backup font of sans serif if Inter doesn't work. Okay, it looks nice. And now what I want to do, I want to get the dot card button, yeah, which is, yeah, this button. Okay, and now what I want to just target the img inside the button. And first of all, I would like to just say give the margin of 20 pixels or so, and it's gonna, oops, not in the top, so it's gonna be 0 pixel and 20 pixel, I guess, left and right, and it looks nice. Okay, and we also could, oops, wait, okay, so that looks nice. And now what I want to do, I want to just reduce the width of the image to, I guess, 70%. That's too much, not reduce it. Okay, so let's make it 15%. Okay, so what I want, alright, so let's just try align items, center, and there we go, it's centered. Okay, alright, my brother helped me with that. His name is Sanjiraj. Go and check him out. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, so I just forgot about align item, it's fine. Okay, So alright, so line item is there. So I need to just increase the padding of it. So I'm just gonna go up here and just say 15 pixels for that as well. Okay, so it looks nice. And if you see, Twitter is also having this blue padding, okay, which we don't want. Alright guys, so as I told, the Twitter is also gonna have this orange background. So we can get the end child of it. So let's say card, let's say button, and let's say end child, and we want to just get E1 over there. So it's going to target just the Twitter one, and we have to just say border, and we say 1 pixel solid, and it's going to be a solid blue. So let's get that blue here, right, this one. So let's say border. I'm just going to copy the color here. Let's put this in the stream. So let's paste it here, and it's going to look something like that. Okay, so that's what we want. Okay, and now what I just want to simply have a border radius to it. So I'll come to the main button, and let's say border radius, and I want it to have like 5 pixels. It's just a simple border radius. I guess 5 pixels it's also too much. Maybe like 2 pixels. Yeah, okay, something like that. I need to have a very small border radius. Okay. Alright guys, so it looks okay, and it just looks fine. Okay, and now what I want to show you is that, let me just get it back. If you just see right here the border box shadow, what I wanted to do, I wanted to just get this box shadow when the person hovers over this button. Okay, so just in case when if it's gonna have both, so once I hover on Google, I just want that box shadow. So we'll just sort of implement that soon. I'm just gonna come to the card button, and I just want to say box shadow. Let's say box shadow, and I want to say 1 pixel for now, and let's say 16 pixel of blur radius, and we have to grab this particular color. Okay, so you just see hashtag and select the color, and if you see, it's both of us gonna get this color. Okay, so yeah, so before that, I'm just gonna give a soon I'm just gonna give a border bottom, increase it to 25 pixels, or let's make it 30 because I need a good spacing. Let's make it 25. Okay. Alright guys, so what I want to do right now is that I'm just going to assume that we have just hovered over it, and I'm just going to make the changes. Okay, so yeah, first of all I want to reduce the opacity of this particular color. Okay, so let me down this up to something like this. So yeah, that's how do I do one. And now what I want, I need to change the blur radius to more, or something like 25. So let's make it 25. Oh, that looks more, that's quite a lot. Let's make it 20. Yeah, that looks okay. Okay, so we need something like that in the 20s, and then we need an opacity, I guess, of a color of okay, so I'm not sure what's the opacity, we just dropped out a little bit. So it looks okay. Okay, so what I just need this to happen. I need to have it a border radius when we hover over it. Okay, so what I want to do, I'll just come here, get this button away. Okay, so we just say like that, and let's give it a hover state, and when we hover we need this. Oh, okay, so I just forgot to copy the, okay, just get this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this quick, and I'm going to get the card button. Okay, let's say card button, and now what I want to do, I want to just implement this, but we need this to happen when a user or anyone sort of hovers over this. Okay, so that's what we need, and I'm just going to get rid of that for now, so we don't have anything. Once I hover over this particular input, or like in a button, it's going to sort of like get this drop shadow. Okay, so it doesn't have a transition, so we can give it a transition right here. So we can give a transition, we can give a transition of 0.2 seconds, ease in out. Okay, so it's gonna have a cool little transition right there, and even if it's gonna go, it's gonna have that transition to go off. And let's make this 0.5 pixels. I guess it's too much if it's 1, and let's also make this one 0.5 pixels. If you see, yeah, that looks okay. Okay, so let's reduce the spread to something like 19, and let's reduce the opacity of this more, and it looks nice. Okay, that's what we want. We just wanna sort of have it when we hover over it. Okay, And now I'm just going to go to the button, and we need this button to be a clickable link or something like that. So we need to give this a cursor point. Okay, so if you see, Twitter is also going to have this sort of a hover state, so we can change it right here. So you can just copy the same exact thing, so where you put this doesn't matter actually. So what we could say, we can say end child e1. Okay, we want to get that and have a hover state to it. Okay, and now we'll change this color to this particular color. So just copy that, and she's going to replace this with this color. Okay, and if I hover over it, it's going to get that blue. So first of all, I'm just going to drop it to where I just sort of had it here for the orange as well, somewhere over here. Yeah, let me just bump it up a bit. Okay, so yeah, this is implemented and it just looks nice. Okay, it's just a simple hover effect we just have. Okay, and lastly, we're going to just target the p tag. So not the p tag, the actual f4, the h4, sorry. So dot card. So let's get the h4, and inside the h4 we need to give there's a font weight. Wait a minute. There's a font weight of 400, I believe. Yeah, and I need just to have a margin. So let's say margin top of 20 pixels. I need just this to just come a bit down. If you see this, it has a big gap, so we want this to be 25 pixels maybe. And I'm also going to increase this padding here, margin bottom of this p tag, and just increase this to 30 as well. Okay, so okay, so that's what it has. So also for this, I'm going to bump the margin bottom to 20, and just has a good spacing. Okay, and overall I'm not just going to go to the whole card itself and make this 90 pixels, something like this. And at the edge of, I guess 90 is too much, because 80 is a good point. And we want to just make this 60 pixels. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this. And then we have to give at last a border radius of, first of all, let's just give 5 pixels. I hope 5 looks okay to this. Okay, so this is basically it looks small here, but it just looks enlarged here. I guess 5, let's make it 10 pixels. Okay, I'm not sure, let's just make 10 pixels. Okay, I guess this particular one has, okay, it's fine. I guess 10 pixels just looks okay, and if any changes, I guess it just looks as just the same. And also for the button, we need to have a border radius. I guess I gave it 2 pixels. We'll just bump this up to 5 pixels. Okay, so I think 5 looks off. Let's make it 4, or let's sort of, 4 looks okay. Okay, so once I hover over it, it's gonna have it, and everything is positioned fine. If you want to stretch this a bit, you can, but this is just the end results. And if I just go to make this a bit bigger, it's not gonna be responsive, because we designed it just for the mobile. But you can just, once at this point, you can just reduce the width of it. So let's quickly show you how to do. You can have a media query and just reduce to 40% or something. Okay, so it looks like that. Or let me just quickly do it for you. Okay, so let me grab this width. Okay, so copy that and come here and say at media, say all, and in a max width of, let's say we need this to be 1400 pixels. When it hits this point, we need the dot contain of the width. So let's say dot container, and we need to bump this width up to 40%. Okay, so this is what we need. So at a point of this, we need the container to bump up. So this is actually bigger. You can make it 1080 pixels. I just made it for 1400. So you can, at this point or something, you sort of could bump this up, and you can mess with this. You can add more media queries to make sure it looks just as same as like this in every desktop. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a sort of demo there. By the way, it's not. Okay, so basically I just have the max width here. I guess it should be first implemented for the desktop if you're doing for the desktop, and then you can have a media query, and you sort of could make this for mobile as well. Okay, so I just had the media query to show that you can do this. So yeah, so that's it. Hope you love this video. It's just a quick video. I'm planning to make this type of videos every day because it's content for me as well as helping somebody who is who wants to learn something like that. Some sort of a simple design tutorial every day. If you want to learn, just subscribe to my channel. And doesn't mean good tutorials are not gonna come. Yes, I'm working on React. I'm studying React. I'm studying some basic JavaScript and stuff like that. So once I'm okay with that, I will probably make more tutorials. When I'm comfortable with that, I will make more tutorials. So yes, thank you so much for watching. If you didn't check out just the last video which I made on UI design daily, I leave in the description and also a card there if you want to check it out. Okay, so yeah, that's been it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.